Okay, I'd made a video about, and I'll put a link in the description to that video. It was a little short video of a mirror that I was redoing. It was plain looking, and so I add some little corner pieces and all that I make, and so I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, this is one of those pictures you can get at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use the back side of this to make a mold. Okay, if you're watching this on the TV, you might can see what I'm doing. I'm using this shape from this little flipped out part here. All this to that flipped out part. This little curly Q. Little curly Q here. And down to under this little circle. And I don't do this little, there's a little opening here, but I don't do that part. Okay, this is the clay I'm using. I got it at Walmart. I don't remember how much it cost. And I keep it in 2 Ziploc bags. I put it in one and zip it up, and then put that one inside another one and zip it up. And I got clay all over me. And I've got cornstarch in this little dosage cup, just so I don't have to dip back in my cornstarch and contaminate it. Okay. So I got this little paintbrush. I'm going to put a little, it's hard to get it out of this, so since it doesn't have to be smooth and exact, because I'm not good at smooth and exact, I'm putting plenty of cornstarch. Because, you know, this ain't really flexible, so it's hard to get it out. I usually try to get the putty in somewhat of the shape that I'm trying to copy. And that might not be necessary, but I do it. So I'm going to go above this little hump. And when I done the first corner on the other mirror, I didn't go all the way to the top of this. It was easier to work with to make it look more like it was built on the frame. But I started making them thicker. I'm like, well, part of it's going to be behind the fish tank, so it'll be alright. Kind of experimenting on my own stuff for my house. I'll fill this up and I'll be right back. Now right here where this little circle is, I said I'm not going to use, I just put my finger right there and smush around. That makes it a little easier. And gotta go around these things, but see how tall I've got it right here, and it starts getting thinner as I go down. There's no wall really to, you know, to stop it. So, and it seems to work good that way. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I had to go look at my other one that I'd already done. I think I said I do this part, but I don't. I stopped right here. Alright, I've got it in there, and that looks a little rough. But that'll be alright. One thing I forgot to do, I was getting a thin piece of plastic off a shopping bag, and I just put a little piece under it where I'd have a way of lifting it, and I didn't do that because it's been a while since I finished the other one. I forgot how I done it. Alright, let's see if we can get this out. I tell you what, I really needed plastic up here at this thick part. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slip a piece of plastic under. Where are we at? And then I'm going to smush it back in here and pull it out. I'll show you. And thank goodness Walmart's so cheap that their bags are incredibly thin. So now I'm going to take it. Tell you what, I better put some more cornstarch on it. I don't really want to get it on my plastic though. Alright. Smush it back. Okay, we know where the weak spots are. So I tell you what, Let's add just a tad more. And smush it in real good with the other. Help strengthen it right there. It'd be so much easier if I had furniture molds, and I just thought I had some. I know I've got them on my wish list. I just never ordered them. I hope I've done the right areas. I need my better bifocals. Alright, let's see if this is any better. Okay, and when you go to lift, you could put something like this under it gently, where it don't fall, you know, the plastic don't slide down, and then the clay flop back down in there. Okay, that made it easier, and that looks better. And these little edges I'll neaten up a little bit, and then I'll be back. Okay, I had to go compare it to the other one again. Now, if I was just starting with this one, I could do whatever I wanted. But okay, right here I had to cut some of this extra off, and this should be kind of a C shape because I don't want all this. So I went back and done that, and the same here. Okay, and there we have it. And now I'll adjust my camera and I'll show you how to put it on there. Okay, now right here, where am I? I'm not supposed to have this under this little, so you know what I'm gonna do? Because I go back and I try to smooth these edges anyway, so it'll be alright. Where are you? So there we go. No need to overstress. No, I haven't been, have I? But you know, no need to. Now, if you're trying to make it perfect, I don't know what to tell you. That's why I don't like perfect things. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I had to go look at my other one again to see, I'm wallering that out a little bit, to see where I place this. I keep on walking back and forth. So what I did, it's not quite as flexible as it was. Can you imagine why? It took me a little while. And see the cracks when I bend it? That's just fine. That's old looking. So on the other one I had this point here and this point there. And it's sticking up and it's gonna crack and that'll be alright. So now I got my wood glue. I'll show you what kind I'm using. We used it on, oh gosh, we used it on floors, I believe. Our flooring we put down. And I'll probably have a video on that, I don't remember. But, so I'm going to put the glue on it. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave my glue laying sideways, where I don't have to shake it down every time I pick it up. Because if I stand it upright, all the glue is going to settle to the bottom again. And I'll have to shake it and shake it and shake it. And I just, well, it'd be a good idea to have a towel and a wet towel. You know, we can get the glue off good. So here we're going to flop it down. Kind of bend it. And if you didn't want it to crack as much, you might could have re-wet it a tad. I don't know, because then you might smush your design. I just don't know. And it's got to fit all these curves. And right here I add a piece, and so I'll end up smearing that down. And when I'm putting the next one down, I come back and I press on this again, because it'll start rising up. And you just come back and re-stick it. Keep re-sticking it. And you might could even let it lay there and let the glue get a little stickier before you apply it to the frame. But this is how I'm doing it. Alright, so I'll do, well, yeah, I'll do the other 3 corners, and then I'll come back and show you how I do a piece here and a piece here. But see, I need to line this up, don't I? But that'll be alright right there. Alright. Now, one thing I thought of making my second one here, it might be easier to include that little shape and cut it off if you don't want it, or leave it if you want it. And you just got to remember, like a C shape here and a rounded shape here if you want this exact shape. And another thing, when I went to apply it to the frame, before I did that, I put the putty in the Ziploc bag and then put it inside the other one so it's not drying out while I'm doing this, because you seen how stiff that one got. If I'd left it unzipped, the other would have been doing that too. So I didn't want that. Okay, yet again another tip. Okay, with my second one, I thought, well, I'll just make like a big worm snake shape to put here and one to put here, and it was easier, but it really cracked where it folds, which is okay. It's a little big of a crack for me, but I ain't starting over. So with this one, I just basically made the shape, and then I kind of worked the putty down from the top where it's so thick, and I'm finding these little humps. And another thing I just remembered, I shouldn't have waited so long to do this, is I didn't do this little area. So those probably have it on there, but that'll be alright. He's starting over. So these little areas right here, I don't know if you can tell, I didn't have them in it. So it's still basically the C shape, it just doesn't include that. So, and it actually helps this edge lay flatter, I believe, because they're really sticking up on those two I've already done. So I just wanted to share that, and I think that's all. And it's hard to remember to put this plastic in place before you start. And see, I got to remove some putty, so I'll show you what I do if I forget my plastic. I just pinch up and pull it out, stick my plastic in, and then smush it back down. So I got to remove some of this because I just got too much. And it's not covered with cornstarch, so I'll unzip those 2 bags. Or I may just roll it up in some plastic since I'm going to use it soon. And go from there. And the reason I'm showing you all my trials and troubles with this, is it can be aggravating. And you might see this mess and say, I can't do this. But you just keep trying. Get a little aggravated, that's fine. And, you know, I kind of thinking I can't do this too at times, and then I just keep trying. So maybe it's just me and you that can't. I don't know. But you can. You just have to keep practicing. And it'll seem like it ain't going to work and all this, and just keep trying. You know, if you've tried and tried and tried and you can't, just wait a few days and try again. And because I'm getting to the end of this block, once I get to the end, it seems like it starts getting stiff regardless because it's been exposed to air. So I went to the kitchen sink, I opened it, I wet my hand, and I flicked water in it. Then I got the wad out, and I just worked it in there. And now I'm going to put it back in the bag until I'm ready to work with it again. Right here where I had that extra on there again, cut it off, and it's all raggedy. Pat it down. But I'll be working on these edges anyway, you'll see later in the video. One thing I like to do, since I know which way it's got to bend, is get it in my hand and kind of gently bend it in that direction. It seems to help it crack a little less, I think. But anyway, just want to share that. You know, I think I was wrong. I think I did. Okay, you know, I got this little loop and I said I left that part off. But I may have left that part. I'm going to take you in there and show you, and you can decide. Because I noticed when I was gluing them down, it seemed like there was just something missing. You know, it'd kind of stick up in the air. So I don't know if I included that piece or not. But I'll show you. Okay, there's one of the thick ones I did. And you can see right there, it looks like I did have that piece on there. And over here with the thinner one, you notice it looks more like it was made on there. It just was easier to get the edges smooth. And there's the thick one. I don't know, that kind of looks like it's made on there, but I do think I included those. Now I gotta go in there and press those down, make sure the glue's not drying with it sticking up in the air. Okay, this is one of those fake tin-ceiling tiles. It's made out of PVC or plastic, I don't know. And I've put my clay in a little Ziploc bag just to make it easier to zip it back up while I'm working. And then I'll double bag it when I'm through. Alright. Watch me run out and have to go get another block. Just for these little pieces. Anyway. Zoom in. Okay, and I'm only wanting, whoa, this little shape. And this will be a lot thinner than the other corner pieces were. Let's see. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put my cornstarch. We'll see, it's not so too deep, so. Okay, now I gotta put on my bifocals. We're gonna see what I'm doing. And just neatening up my shape. And you know, y'all won't have this shape, but or more than likely you won't. Just anything that's got a shape like that. If you don't have the furniture molds or something, or cake molds, just try to remember to put the cornstarch. And I can't remember, let's see, maybe this is about right. And this piece is the one where I went in on the sides, not the other piece like I thought. So, that must be why I had that in my head. Okay. Looks like I messed that end up. Let's see. And I don't know what to do with my plastic piece. I'll get that kind of squared off down there. Maybe that'll be better. Okay. Now let's see. Alright. And now I'll show you how to put this on. Okay, I just got it laying there. And I got my glue that's been laying on its side waiting on me. And this time I put paper down on the mirror because last time I just did the edges with tape. I want to get that point kind of straight right there. And then right here, I'll be kind of blending that. So there we go, there's that piece. Oh, but I was saying about the paper, I covered the whole glass this time because I ended up getting stuff on it that I had to scrape off. So that's why I did that. Okay, and the piece I'm going to put over the back of the large piece, I made the little piece going about here, which would be, let's see, these two. That's where it would end. And with this one, it's ending on these round things. Alright. Got it all glued up. Now I'm going to put this point going this way toward this edge. Bend the sides down and bend this tip down. I think I need to take some of that tip off. It kind of got hard on me. I kept having to go back and look. So normally this would be softer and I could smooth it out right there. But it's not real soft now. But it'll work. And trying to make it look like, you know, it's kind of made to it. And I just, it's still a little long, I believe. Let me peel it up. Take a little more off. And I can go back and smooth that down with maybe a brush and some water or something. I'll do that later when I am trying to seal these edges that stick up. I'll show y'all. But see, I've kept that pushed down and it gives it that curved shape. Now let me back the camera away. Well, okay, there we go. And so there's the little piece. What I did, I made another little piece for another one, so I just stacked them on top of each other. So it might look a little funny from the side till I work on it. And then I'll have to blend this in right here where it connects. And so it's supposed to look like one solid piece. So there we go. Now I got 3 more to do. And I'll be back. Okay, what I'm doing now is I mixed up a little bit of the putty and some water. And I've got my little plastic knife handy. And my paintbrush and the round end of the paintbrush. And I've got these gaps to fill in. So I'm going to show you how I filled them in on the other one. Okay, I got my putty and water over here. And let's see. I may try it with the brush. The bristles of the brush. And then with a big gap, I could try the putty knife maybe. Okay, let me try this without blocking it. And if you make it too thin, it shrinks when it dries, and it'll still look better though. But just if you put too much water, you know. But you want to be able to work it good. Okay, so I got that covered. Get it off of here. Let's see if I can do this without blocking. Okay, now I'm just going to brush over it and try to get it fairly smooth. And then when I'm all through with this, I'll have to go back and paint all these. This, what color is that? Cashew. I don't think I like that color. It's just an odd color to me. I need to just mix it with something else. I haven't really liked the stuff I've used it on that much. Okay, let's see if you can see another. That's really too big of a blob, so I'll put some back. Did I do anything? You can use your fingernail. Well, that's a hard piece there. I think with the last one, I didn't let it dry. I worked on one area at a time. And that way I could use my fingernail or this little knife and press down the edges flat, and that helped too. So this one I'm doing a little different. Okay, I see another crack right there. But see, I'm not gonna worry about teeny weeny cracks. I'm just wanting to show you how you can do this. And I mean, it might be a better idea to just put a bunch of glue and let it run out like I said I seen on, I think it was Jamie Ray Vintage video where Zeb done that, I think. And then, you know, you could always, if the glue comes out too much, take some of it off, you know. So, let's see, where's this crack? Right there. Okay, we'll work on it. I'm gonna run out of room, or run out of cracks that'll show on the camera, because I took it off the big stand and put it on this little one. And you don't want to sit there and watch me fix every little crack, so. Nobody'd click on the video if it said 5 hours. No, it wouldn't take that long, but it'd be long. Alright. Oh, and I took off my little double one I made where it wasn't thick enough, so I put one on top of the other. I took it off and made another one, so it's still pretty soft. Let's see. And there's a little lump right there. We can see it good with the screen. But I'm not worrying about stuff that tiny. It's supposed to look hand carved hundreds of years ago, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, that's the basic gist of it. And maybe after I finish this and I'll show it to you. You know, show you all the angles. Okay, another tip I want to give you. Let me get a blob up. Where's that showing? Right there. Okay, once you get your blob in place, don't go back and forth or you'll wipe your blob out. Go up and down. But if you do wipe your blob out, just chase it down and put it back. And then it might be handy also to have your brush you're gonna get messy with, and another brush for cleanup work, another tiny one. I've just been wiping this one on newspaper and using it for cleanup work. Let's see. Still looks like it needs a little more. And I ain't gonna be this precise all over, but just to give you an idea. Now I'm going to kind of at an angle and up. Let's see, I can't tell really what I'm doing. I think that looks pretty good. Took care of the gap. Alrighty. Okay, I gotta make some more crack filling goo. So I got this little wad. I'm gonna flatten it out here. And I got a cup of water right here. Just gonna put a little there. A little more. I'm gonna take this. This end might work better. No. It sticks to it. I'm just gonna smush it. I was putting it in one of those little cups and stirring it with the handle of that little paintbrush. I did that the last time. Now, a Dixie cup, that might work good in, but these little cups have ridges. And it just, yeah. I figured I'd try it this way. And then if it starts drying out as I'm working, I can always go back and add some more water to it. I don't think this is wet enough anyway. Okay, here's another good spot to show you I filled in right here. And now I'm going to fill in right here. Oh, I have my shadow in the way. Let me get some more. Let me watch my shadow. And I got a little too much down here. Let me clean this thing off. Well, I might use the round end. Let's take some of that off. And then use this kind of like feathering it up. And you could wet the bristles too. Okay, I might as well just keep going, I guess. Get that extra out. And then I've got that filled in. And then I'll work on this. Okay, here's the second one I finished filling in at the bottom. And this crack is where it bent, and I'm just going to leave it cracked like that. And I've got cracks here. I like these cracks. That other one's a little bit too big. But it'll be alright. And then I filled in over here. And now I'm going to try to hold this and show you. Up here where I connect this piece to there, I'm going to get a little of it on my brush. And just kind of smooth that out. Where it's not obvious that it connects right there. That's a little better. Alrighty. Okay, now I'm going to put glue on it. And the other one I had, the glue would kind of run down and make a big puddle. And it don't really show up much, but I don't know if I'll put less on this one or just try to do them basically the same. Okay, and you can lay your bottle of glue sideways with that one too, and I'm thinking of just smearing it with this little piece of sponge. I should have put on a glove. And I can never remember, you know, the crack will go this way or this way depending on either the direction you put the paint or the direction you put the glue, and I can't ever remember. So I'm going to use a sponge. And I usually don't wait for it to get tacky. Just because I'm impatient, I guess. I don't know. But this is just school glue. This ain't wood glue. Wood glue will work. Or most of it does anyway. But it will leave kind of a brown color. And what else was it? I can't remember what else I was going to say. I'll think about it though. Alright. And I need to put this in a Ziploc. I'll use this little one because I don't want it getting all... And I tore the sponge in little raggedy edges where I don't have sharp corners. And I got my plaster. Okay, oh man, it ain't been open. Okay, I poured a little bit of the plaster color in this lid. And I get some on my raggedy edge sponge that don't have sharp corners. And then I'm gonna, oh, maybe a little more than that. It's been a while. I forgot how I did it. So, just gonna dab this. And I know what I should have done. I think I should have went and done the detail part first. You know, not put the glue on the big part, just the little part, and get it done out of the way. Because when I go back to do it, I'll be messing up this part. So I remember that now. And I'm getting a good bit on it. On the sponge. And this is what I'll be doing. Now up here, I think I used a sponge brush to dab it on, but I ain't sure. Let's see. We'll try this. Watch out for thick blobs of paint, like that one was. Okay. And on the other one, I used blow dryer. So I'll tell you what, I may just finish, well, I'll be thinking. Ooh, look how neat that looks. Now one thing about my other one, I think I should have went in with shadowing in these details more. And I might later, but right now, you know, the fish tank's there, so, in front of the other one. And it's 55 gallons, so. They'll just have to, and I can't do this one that way because then they won't match at all. Get this edge, the outer flat edge. Yeah, I'm gonna need something. I got a sponge over here. I'll use this little bitty sponge here to get in the details maybe. Instead of using a sponge brush. I don't know what that is, some kind of cleaning sponge or something. I just found it under the kitchen sink and it was clean. I had ripped it off something and I can't remember what it was. But anywho. Alright, let me go down through here. See where it's messing up my... I'll have to go back over it. And when I have to go back over it, it kind of lifts it off in places, and that's what messed me up before. Maybe I can get this one done without messing up that top part. I should put on gloves. I'm all the time going to work with paint my nails and stuff. Or even on my skin that don't come off. Depends on the paint I use. Alright. Let me go get my blow dryer. Alright, I guess that's good enough just to give you an idea. And it'll keep crackling some more. And then, if it's just too much of this showing through, like it was with the other one, I'll just go in with my little spongy thing and dab a little white, and you know, that way I get to pick the crackle that I like. Because say I like this crackle, but I think that one's too gappy. I'll just put the white on that and leave that. And you know, it matches the rest white, so you can't tell I did it. That's how I did on the other one. Okay. This is pretty much dry. And you can see the crackle in it. And see what kind of runs down and makes these big old crackles. And never felt talking about some of my glue puddles. But it'll be alright. And like right in here, too much of the brown showing through. So let me zoom in a little. Or well, not brown, but whatever that color is. And so even though I like the crackle, I gotta add some white on top of that. It's just not white enough. Okay, right there. And I don't have a lot of paint on my sponge. Right there. A little more. My lid's about empty. I was fixing to take a break from it. Okay, and like right here, let's see if you can see. Hopefully it's dry enough to do this. See, it's easy to get rid of the big old cracks you don't like. If they just don't, you know, look natural or whatever. And I have went around. Let me put this thing up. I've went around and done, which side? Okay, done all these edges and all the corner pieces. And that way I can just focus on the big area. And without having to go back and disturb the edge. And when you're doing the edges, sometimes it'll get up on here. And where the white paint is, the crackle won't show. Because that white paint's going to be dry. And if there's no glue under it, it's not going to be crackled. And it's just not going to show any, which is fine with me. But if you are wanting the big crackle, you want to either stay off of this. Oh, look, that's still wet. You'll either want to stay off of this edge, or like that was, have some glue under it. I'll fix that later. And right here, I don't think, see, there's not any glue there, but it'll be alright. I don't want mine matchy-matchy everywhere. And so that will be fine. But I just want to show you how good it'll crackle. And one thing, what I kind of wish I'd done, since so much of this brown does show through, or whatever you call it, I kind of wish I would have just piled on, you know, put this funky color on, and then piled on the white paint with no glue under it, and put the dryer on it. Because if it's thick, it'll usually crackle. So, okay. I'm going to take a break. And then I'm going to finish the whole thing. And then I'll probably tell you anything I think about that I needed to tell you. And then I'll show it to you hanging on the wall. Which may be tomorrow in reality. Okay, now I'm just going to highlight the highest places on this. With, well, let me hold it down here. The white. The plaster is what I used before. This one's just called white. Let's see. Just lightly go over it. Let's see if I can zoom in a little more. And I did this to the other mirror also. I didn't seem to get as much crackle on this one. I went a little bit thinner with the glue, but it'll be alright. And that's extra white, just highlight a little bit. And then if I ever go back, I may just go back and paint it white one day. Both of them. But if I don't, I may put some shadowing down in it, and then I would have to go back over all these little edges with white again. And that would make the shape really stand out. Okay. Okay, I've still got to go over it with a clear coat like I did the other one. And over there I had a little section I had to repaint that brownish color and everything, start over because I forgot the glue. It was just that plaster color. No crackle. And see, there's a lot less there, but that's okay. And then I'll have to go over all these with the white. And then I got some good looking crackle right there. And I put some blobs, like it's got chips and been painted a lot or something. But I'll show you the clear stuff I put on when I do that, probably tomorrow. Okay, and now I've put one coat of this on it, and it's a clear matte finish, and it's water-based. It's looking dark over here. Anyway, maybe you can see it. And so it's still wet. See, it don't look as chalky. So I could use wax. I'm kind of new to this wax thing. And I found out if I buff it a lot, it gets real shiny. And I guess they've said that on videos and I wasn't paying attention. But if I put wax on and take it right off immediately, it stays kind of chalky looking. So I kind of wish I'd done that. But I've already got the other mirror done, so I'm doing it this way. So I'll probably hang it tomorrow and then I'll show you what it looks like. And there's a scraper I got at Walmart to get up the stuff that's stuck to the mirror because of my pitiful tape job. Okay, I've already revealed it, but I want to show you this first. There's what the corner looks like. It would look good if I'd have put some shadowing in there. Well, it's kind of naturally got them now. But, you know, I gotta make it match the other one. So up here, let's see. That one's got better light. So you can see it kind of looks like it's made on there. So there we go. Now you get to see how it looks on the wall. Okay, hello. And there it is. And there's my little lamp that I redid. And there's my Punky Poo. And I think one thing I learned, if you're going to start a project and it's going to be a while, take notes. And if you're going to finish the same project later, or one just like it, like this, because, you know, you probably forget. If you're like me anyway. Because there's a lot of things I forgot. I wasn't sure if I mixed the white, you know, with another color. And so I don't know. I think this one may look a little darker, but I don't have as much light over here, so which way zooms? But you know, it works. It'll work. And there's my little fishies. Begging for food. Okay. So, let me know what you think. And hit the like button, and I hope you subscribe. Bye, y'all.